Welcome to the Lullaby of the Lark, a tranquil and enchanting audio experience crafted to gently guide you to a peaceful night's sleep. If you find comfort in this story and wish to explore more soothing soundscapes, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for a wider collection of calming narratives. Before we journey into the serene valley of Whisperwind Dale and meet our young shepherd Caspian, we will begin with a brief breathing exercise to help you unwind and prepare for the dreamlike journey ahead. If you prefer to begin directly with the story, you can easily find the chapter timestamps waiting for you in the video description just below. Now, allow yourself to settle into a position of complete comfort. Let your body soften, releasing any held tension as you sink deeper into your bed or resting place. Perhaps adjust your blankets to feel just right, creating a cozy and secure space. This is your moment to release the day's cares and welcome a sense of quietude and serenity into your evening. Imagine the gentle sounds of Whisperwind Dale already beginning to surround you. The soft rustling of willow leaves, the distant murmur of a stream, all inviting you toward deeper relaxation. Let us now take a calming breath together. Inhale slowly and gently through your nose, allowing the air to fill your lungs with ease and naturalness. Then, exhale softly through your mouth, like a gentle sigh of contentment. With each breath, sense your body becoming even more relaxed, releasing any remaining tension. Picture the golden lark, Seraphina, perched upon an ancient willow, its feathers shimmering in the moonlight. With each inhale, draw in the peace of the night. With each exhale, gently release any lingering worries, letting them drift away like soft feathers on the breeze. If your mind begins to wander, know that this is perfectly natural. Simply observe your thoughts as they come and go, like clouds drifting across a tranquil evening sky, and then gently guide your attention back to your breath or the sound of my voice. There is nothing you need to do now except listen and allow the soothing narrative to carry you towards restful slumber. Feel the gentle lullaby of the lark begin to weave its magic, easing your mind and inviting you to drift into a world of peaceful dreams. Now, let us begin our journey into Whisperwind Dale, where the melodic song of Seraphina awaits to guide you towards a serene and restorative sleep. Chapter 1. Restless Nights in Whisperwind Dale. The moon, a soft pearl in the velvet sky, cast its gentle glow upon Whisperwind Dale. In the quiet village nestled within its embrace, most windows were dark. The villagers long since settled into their slumber. A peaceful hush enveloped the valley, broken only by the whisper of the evening breeze as it rustled through the ancient willow trees lining the silver stream, a ribbon of liquid moonlight that meandered through the meadows. The air, cool and crisp, carried the sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine and damp earth, a fragrance that usually brought a sense of profound calm to the hearts of those who breathed it in. Yet in a small cottage near the edge of the village, young Caspian lay awake. His eyes, the color of warm honey in daylight, were wide open in the dimness, reflecting the soft moonlight filtering through his window. Outside, the gentle symphony of Whisperwind Dale played its nightly tune, the distant bleating of sheep settling in their folds, the soothing murmur of the stream, the whispering leaves sounds that usually lulled even the most restless soul into peaceful sleep. But for Caspian, these sounds were merely a backdrop to the relentless chatter in his own mind. He shifted restlessly beneath his woolen blankets. The familiar weight, usually comforting, now felt like a constraint. Worries, like tiny shadows, danced at the edges of his thoughts. Would the flock be safe through the night? The thought of the approaching winter with its biting winds and blankets of snow settled heavily in his small chest. He thought of his family, his mother's gentle smile, his father's strong hands, and a familiar pang of protectiveness, too weighty for his young shoulders, tightened his brow. He closed his eyes tightly, willing sleep to come. But it remained elusive, a shy creature flitting just beyond his reach. He counted sheep as his grandmother had taught him, imagining them leaping over a moonlit fence, their woolly coats soft and white. 1, 2, 3. He counted, his voice a silent whisper in the quiet room. But the numbers themselves seemed to multiply the worries in his mind, instead of banishing them. Each number felt like another tick of the clock, another moment stolen from the precious hours of rest. He sighed softly, a little puff of air in the still room, and turned onto his other side. Through the window he could see the ancient willow tree closest to his cottage, its branches swaying gently like a wise old woman nodding her head in understanding. He had always found comfort in the sight of that willow, its presence a constant calming guardian of the valley. Tonight, even its steadfast presence felt distant, unable to penetrate the wall of wakefulness that surrounded him. He lay still again, listening intently to the sounds of the night, trying to find a thread of peace within the familiar symphony. The stream gurgled and chuckled over pebbles, a sound like soft laughter. The wind whispered secrets to the leaves, a hushed conversation in the darkness. And then, amidst these familiar sounds, a new melody drifted into his awareness. It was faint at first, almost like the chiming of tiny bells carried on the breeze, a sound unlike anything he had heard before in Whisperwind Dale. Intrigued and momentarily distracted from his worries, Caspian listened more closely. The sound grew slightly stronger, weaving itself into the fabric of the night sounds, yet remaining distinct, ethereal. It was a melody of pure, shimmering notes, a song that seemed to vibrate with a gentle inner light. He sat up slowly in bed, drawing closer to the window, his heart beating with a soft, curious rhythm, a rhythm that felt almost peaceful. The melody seemed to be coming from the direction of the ancient willow, the very willow that had always offered him silent comfort. He leaned closer to the window, peering out into the moonlit garden, his breath held gently in his chest. Could it be? Perched amongst the silvery leaves of the willow, bathed in moonlight, he saw a tiny form, a bird unlike any he had ever witnessed before, and from it that exquisite shimmering song flowed, a melody that seemed to weave itself directly into the very heart of Whisperwind Dale. Chapter 2. The Golden Singer of the Willow. Drawn by an irresistible curiosity, Caspian quietly opened his bedroom window, the hinges sighing softly in the stillness. A gentle rush of cool night air flowed into the room, carrying with it the sweet fragrance of jasmine and the enchanting melody, now a little clearer, a little closer. He leaned further out, his gaze fixed upon the willow tree. The bird was still there, perched gracefully on a branch, a small silhouette against the moonlit leaves. As his eyes adjusted to the dim light, he gasped softly. Its feathers were not just brightly colored. They seemed to shimmer with an inner light, the color of pure molten gold. The lark was small and delicate, its form outlined with an almost ethereal glow. Its eyes, like tiny dark beads, seemed to catch and reflect the moonlight, giving it an air of gentle wisdom. And then it sang. The melody was even more exquisite up close, a cascade of notes that seemed to ripple through the air like liquid light. It wasn't just a song, Caspian realized. It was something more. It was like a gentle touch, a warm embrace in sound. As the notes unfolded, a wave of profound calm washed over him. He felt the tightness in his chest begin to loosen, the knot of worries in his stomach slowly untangling. His shoulders, which had been tense with unspoken anxieties, softened and dropped. The racing thoughts that had been swirling in his mind like leaves caught in a whirlwind gradually slowed, then stilled, settling like dust motes in a sunbeam. The lark's song seemed to weave a tapestry of peace around him, a protective shield against the turmoil of his waking thoughts. The melody painted images in his mind, soft and gentle pictures that drifted like clouds across a summer sky. He saw meadows bathed in golden sunlight, gentle streams reflecting the blue of the heavens, and fields of lavender swaying in a fragrant breeze. With each note, he felt himself drifting further away from his worries, drawn into a world of serene beauty and quietude. The song was like a soothing balm, easing the ache of sleeplessness and replacing it with a feeling of tranquil lightness. He simply stood at the window, mesmerized, lost in the melody. Time seemed to slow, each moment drawn out and filled with the lark's enchanting music. He forgot about the flock, about the winter, about all the little anxieties that had kept him awake. There was only the song and the feeling of peace it brought, a deep, quiet peace that settled into his very bones. He closed his eyes for a moment, just to savor the feeling, to let the music wash over him completely, immersing him in its gentle embrace. Opening his eyes again, he saw that the lark was still singing, its tiny golden chest puffed out with each exquisite note. It seemed oblivious to his presence, or perhaps he thought, with a childlike wonder, it knew he was there and was singing for him. The thought brought a gentle smile to his lips, the first genuine smile he had felt in what seemed like a very long time. He felt a profound sense of gratitude towards this small, magical creature, this golden singer of the willow. As the song continued, Caspian felt a heaviness in his eyelids, a pleasant, welcoming heaviness that was entirely different from the weary exhaustion he usually felt. His breathing slowed, becoming deeper and more even, mirroring the gentle rhythm of the lark's melody. He leaned his head against the cool window frame, his body feeling lighter and more relaxed than it had all day. A profound sense of contentment settled over him, a feeling of being utterly at peace in this quiet moment, under the watchful eye of the moon and the enchanting song of the golden lark. He knew with a certainty that warmed him from the inside out that this was no ordinary night. He had found something precious, something magical in the heart of Whisperwind Dale. And as the lark's lullaby continued to weave its gentle spell, Caspian felt sleep, soft and welcoming, finally begin to approach, drawn by the shimmering notes of the golden singer of the willow, a promise of peaceful dream and a night filled with tranquil rest. Chapter 3. Whispers of the Dream Realm. As the lark's lullaby enveloped him, Caspian felt himself drifting, floating gently like a leaf on a summer stream. The edges of his room seemed to soften, blurring at the edges like a watercolor painting left in the rain. The moonlight through the window shimmered and swirled, and the sounds of Whisperwind Dale outside faded into a soft, distant murmur. It was as if he was being gently pulled away from the waking world, drawn into a space that existed somewhere between being awake and asleep, a liminal realm of soft sounds and gentle light. Then colors began to bloom around him, not harsh or bright, but muted and pastel, like dawn breaking over a misty meadow. He found himself standing in a place that was familiar, yet utterly new. It was a meadow, bathed in a soft golden light that seemed to emanate from everywhere and nowhere at once. Tall grasses, the color of honey and ripe wheat, swayed gently in a breeze he could feel but not see. Wildflowers in shades of lavender, pale rose and softest blue dotted the meadow like scattered jewels, their petals shimmering with a gentle luminescence. A stream wider and clearer than the silver stream in Whisperwind Dale meandered through the meadow, its water sparkling like liquid diamonds. The sound of it was like the gentle chime of crystal bells, a constant soothing melody that underscored the lark's song, which still echoed faintly, a guiding thread in this new realm. He felt a profound sense of peace settle over him, a quiet joy that bubbled up from deep within. All the worries that had plagued him in the waking world seemed to have simply vanished, leaving no trace, like mist dissolved by the morning sun. He began to walk through the meadow, his bare feet sinking slightly into the soft, yielding grass. Each step was effortless, light and airy, as if he were walking on clouds. The air was warm and fragrant, filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers and the earthy aroma of damp soil. Butterflies with wings like stained glass fluttered past, their colors shifting and shimmering in the golden light. He watched them dance and twirl, their movements graceful and unhurried, a ballet performed for his sole enjoyment. As he walked deeper into the meadow, he noticed creatures moving amongst the tall grasses. They were deer, but unlike any he had seen in Whisperwind Dale. Their coats were the color of twilight, and their eyes held a soft starlight glow. They moved with a gentle grace, their footsteps silent on the meadow grass. They paused as he approached, their large, luminous eyes meeting his with an expression of calm curiosity, not fear. He felt no fear either, only a sense of peaceful connection, a shared tranquility in this serene place. Further on, near the sparkling stream, he saw rabbits, their fur the color of moonlight, nibbling on clover that seemed to shimmer with a soft inner light. They too were unafraid, their noses twitching inquisitively as he passed. They were creatures of pure gentleness, embodiments of the quiet peace that permeated this entire realm. He knelt down near them, extending a hand slowly, and one brave rabbit hopped closer, nudging his fingers with its soft nose. He realized with a dawning sense of wonder that this was the dream realm woven by the lark's song. It was a sanctuary, a place of pure tranquility, where worries held no sway and only peace prevailed. The lark's melody was the key, the golden thread that had led him here, to this haven of gentle beauty and profound calm. He understood now that the song was more than just a lullaby. It was a gateway, a bridge to a place of inner peace, a place he could visit whenever the worries of the waking world became too heavy to bear. And as he continued to explore this dream meadow, bathed in golden light and filled with gentle creatures, he felt a deep sense of gratitude towards the golden lark, Seraphina, the singer of the Willow. He knew, with a quiet certainty, that he would return to this peaceful realm again and again, guided by her enchanting song, finding solace and rest in its gentle embrace, a promise of tranquility held within the heart of the dream realm. Chapter 4. Understanding the Song's Magic. Night after night, as the moon waxed and waned in the sky above Whisperwind Dale, Caspian returned to the dream realm. Guided by Seraphina's song, he would drift into the meadow of golden light, finding solace and peace amongst the gentle creatures and whispering grasses. With each visit, the dream realm became more familiar, more real, a sanctuary woven into the fabric of his nights. He began to notice subtle details, whispers carried on the breeze, murmurs in the rustling leaves that seemed to speak of the song's deeper magic. He learned that the dream realm was not merely a beautiful place, but a reflection of inner tranquility, a landscape sculpted by peace itself. Seraphina's song was not just a melody, it was a key, a vibration that resonated with the deepest parts of his being, unlocking a hidden door within his own heart. He understood that the worries and anxieties he carried in his waking hours were like clouds obscuring the sun, dimming the light of this inner peace. Seraphina's song was like a gentle wind, softly dispersing those clouds, allowing the warmth and light to shine through. One night, as he sat by the sparkling stream in the dream meadow, a soft voice seemed to whisper from the rustling leaves of a nearby willow tree, not Seraphina's song, but a gentle murmur, like the stream itself made audible. It spoke of the lark's gift, of the deep well of peace that resided within every living being, often hidden beneath layers of worry and distraction. The voice explained that Seraphina's song was a reminder, a gentle nudge towards that inner stillness, a way to reconnect with the tranquility that was always there, waiting to be discovered. He listened intently, feeling the truth of the whispers resonate within him. He realized that the peace he found in the dream realm was not something external, something granted to him by the lark, but something drawn forth from within himself, awakened by the song's gentle magic. The song was a guide, a teacher, showing him the path back to his own innate serenity. He understood that the worries and anxieties he felt in the waking world were not insurmountable obstacles, but simply distractions that could be gently eased, like calming a restless bird. He began to consciously listen to Seraphina's song, not just with his ears, but with his entire being. As he lay in bed each night, he focused on the melody, letting it wash over him, noticing how it affected his breath, his heartbeat, the very feeling of his skin against the blankets. He practiced slow, deep breaths, mirroring the calm rhythm of the dream realm, inhaling peace with each gentle breath, exhaling worries with each soft sigh. He started to bring the feeling of the dream realm into his waking hours, remembering the soft golden light, the gentle breezes, the quiet joy. When worries began to creep into his mind during the day, he would close his eyes for a moment, recall the melody of Seraphina's song, and breathe deeply, allowing the memory of that peaceful place to soothe his troubled thoughts. It was like carrying a small, secret garden of tranquility within him, a place he could retreat to even in the midst of daily life. He realized that the magic of Seraphina's song was not just confined to the night or to the dream realm. It was a magic that could be woven into every moment, a gentle reminder of the peace that was always available, always within reach. He learned that even when Seraphina was not singing, he could access that same tranquility by remembering her melody, by breathing deeply, by consciously choosing to focus on the gentle beauty that surrounded him, even in the ordinary world of Whisperwind Dale. And so Caspian continued to listen to Seraphina's lullaby each night, not just to escape his sleeplessness, but to deepen his understanding of its magic, to cultivate the inner peace it awakened, and to carry that tranquility with him into the waking day, a gift of gentle serenity learned from the golden singer of the Willow, a lullaby that resonated not just in his dreams, but in the very heart of his being. Chapter 5. The Gift of Tranquility. The days grew shorter in Whisperwind Dale, and the air carried a crispness that heralded the coming winter. The leaves on the willow trees, once a vibrant green, now turned to hues of gold and amber, fluttering down like soft, silent rain to carpet the ground. Caspian, no longer plagued by restless nights, moved through his days with a newfound serenity. The worries that had once clouded his young mind had receded, replaced by a quiet strength and a gentle understanding of inner peace, a gift whispered to him on the melody of Seraphina's song. He still listened to the lark's lullaby each evening, welcoming the familiar drift into the dream realm, but now it was less about escaping sleeplessness and more about nurturing that inner sanctuary, reinforcing the sense of calm that had taken root within him. He carried the tranquility of the dream meadow into his waking hours, like a warm ember glowing gently beneath the surface of his everyday life. When tending to the flock, he moved with a slower, more deliberate pace, observing the soft wool of the sheep, the gentle rhythm of their grazing, finding peace in the simple routines of his day. His newfound calmness did not go unnoticed by his family. His mother remarked on the peacefulness that seemed to emanate from him, a quiet steadiness that eased the usual bustle of their cottage. His father, noticing Caspian's more relaxed demeanor while working with the sheep, smiled warmly, a silent acknowledgement of the change he observed in his son. Caspian didn't explicitly share the secret of Seraphina's song, but his own tranquility became a quiet influence, a gentle balm upon the atmosphere of their home. As the first snowflakes began to fall, dusting Whisperwind Dale in a pristine white blanket, a sense of cozy anticipation settled over the village. The worries about winter, which had once troubled Caspian, now held less power. He knew that even amidst the cold and the snow, the inner peace he had discovered, nurtured by Seraphina's lullaby, would remain a constant warmth within him, a refuge against any Vneshny chill. He had learned that true comfort wasn't just about warm blankets and a cozy hearth, but also about the quiet fire of tranquility burning gently within. One evening, as the snow fell softly outside, blanketing the world in a hush of white, Caspian sat by his window. The ancient willow tree, now adorned with a delicate frosting of snow, stood silhouetted against the twilight sky. Seraphina was not singing tonight. Perhaps she too was nestled somewhere warm, resting amidst the winter's quiet embrace. Yet Caspian felt no sense of loss. He closed his eyes, breathed deeply, and in the stillness he could still hear her song, echoing faintly in his memory, a melody etched into his very soul. He realized that Seraphina's gift was not about needing her song every night, but about learning to find that same peace within himself, to access that tranquil realm of the heart whenever he needed it. The lark had taught him the way, shown him the path to inner serenity, and now he could walk that path alone, guided by the echo of her lullaby, a melody internalized, a peace embraced. Late that night, as he lay in bed, the soft sounds of Whisperwind Dale filtered through his window, no longer just the bleating of sheep and the murmur of the stream, but now also the gentle hush of falling snow, a new layer of quietude added to the nightly symphony. Instead of Seraphina's song filling the room, he heard the soft chime of wind chimes his mother had hung near the door, their gentle tinkling a peaceful substitute, a reminder of soft melodies and tranquil nights. And as sleep approached, soft and welcoming as a downy blanket, Caspian rested peacefully. The worries of the day dissolved like snowflakes on a warm palm. He drifted into slumber, not to the dream realm this time, but to a place of quiet, dreamless rest, the deep, restorative sleep of one who had found true tranquility, a gift of peace learned from the lullaby of a golden lark, a serenity that now resided within, a gentle and enduring gift of the heart.